there. So you join me today by the bins. By the bins, I hear you ask. Well, if we've learned one thing from that Saddlebags 73, is that any social ride worth the name starts by the bins. So here we are on the Economical Rides 2024 social ride. Yay! Oh, but wait, somebody's coming. Well, I never, somebody did turn up. It's that man off the telly, Martin Trafford, the moorland biker. Hiya, Martin.
Oh, you knew I was going to turn up. I don't let you down.
You're such a hero, mate, because, you know, you spared my blushes. I thought, you know, I'd have had a social ride that nobody turned up for. I'll tell you what, you definitely deserve a sticker. Hang on.
Well, I don't want a sticker.
Go on.
I don't want a sticker. I don't need a sticker.
Go on.
I don't want a sticker.
Bloody have it.
Okay, I'll have a sticker.
No, of course, I didn't organise a social ride and forget to tell you all about it. Well, I haven't said that. That sounds like the sort of thing I could possibly manage to do. Yeah, I probably could do that. But no, that's not what happened anyway. Yeah, Martin was kind enough to invite me along to join in on his Spain and Portugal tour. He's in Mojácar for a few days. So I've come down to join him for 2 nights. And we're going to do 2 days of riding together. I think many of you know we almost met up last year, but Martin was a bit short notice. He says tomorrow I'm in your neck of the woods, and yeah, that day I was preparing to fly off to Germany for work, so I couldn't meet him last year, but this year we've got things organised. And yeah, I've got 2 nights here in Mojácar, which is always nice, and we've got more or less 2 full days of riding to look forward to. So now we're just heading down the coast road to Carboneras. From Carboneras we're going to have to cut across to the motorway because the coast road ends there. And we've got to head towards Almeria today. Today we've got a nice mixture of some very nice roads. We'll be riding the one ride route complete as far as Velefique. We'll be doing that, but at the end of that we'll also be doing a long gravel section, the trail from Alto de Velefique to Purchena. And then I'll be riding back here to Mojácar via another scenic route that I know. So yeah, we've got a good day's riding planned, and hopefully this evening when we get back we'll be tired but happy. So let's go. Right, so a little top up as we leave Carboneras to make sure we've got enough fuel for the rest of the ride. So here we had to ride about half an hour down the motorway towards Almeria before leaving onto the N340A to Benajadux and then onto the A348 to Gador. So this road is actually part 1 of the one ride, which we missed in my one ride video because the GoPro was playing up. It's a nice little stretch of road, and yeah, it's also where we did the part 2 of the Gérgal 450 test recently. We did actually encounter a Guardia Civil speed trap on this road, so they were having a bit of a day of slowing bikers down. It was a weekend, so yeah, they do tend to do that. They have a bit of a clampdown on the weekend, so we had to pretty much stick to the speed limits here. And now we're on this wonderful road, the A1075, to Alhabia and Alboladoi. So this is still part one of the one ride route that we did recently. It's a lovely road through some really rocky mountains, but unfortunately it does have a ridiculously low speed limits. It's kind of alternates between 40 kilometers per hour and sometimes you're allowed to do 50. And because we'd already seen that the Guardia Civil were out looking for bikers, we more or less had to stick to that on this ride, which was a bit of a shame really. It's a lovely road. And as you finish climbing up and you begin the descent, you come into a really long, lovely tree-lined section, which should be coming up any minute now. And here we are now in this tree-lined section, which was really quite long. But what was particularly enjoyable about it was that they'd recently been cutting the trees back. So as you rode through here, you got a lovely smell of freshly cut wood, which was rather nice. As you can see here, it's best to stick to the middle of the road to avoid the rather painful tree roots that tend to grow underneath the road surface and could give you a nasty jolt when you ride over them. So yeah, definitely stick to the middle of the road here. So here we just follow the A1075 to its conclusion before briefly hopping on the motorway towards the village of Gérgal. So after 2 exits on the motorway, we get to the village of Gérgal. Unfortunately, I didn't get a photo of it, but yeah, when we had a brief stop, Martin and I both had some rather lovely meatballs. They were very nice indeed, and a rather tasty alcohol-free beer. So if you watch my one ride video, you'll be familiar with this road. This is the road that now takes us from Gérgal to the village of Velefique. Having arrived in Velefique, we now start the ascent up to Alto de Velefique. we reach the summit, we will be turning off onto the long, almost 30-kilometer long gravel trail, which takes us down into Purchena. So this is where I wanted to let Martin pass. I was just explaining to him where we had to go, and I wanted to film Martin from behind. Unfortunately, my GoPro battery died and I didn't get to show you the rest of the trail or the return to Mojácar. So unfortunately we did miss out on that part, but yeah, you didn't miss too much really. So, once we finally got back to the hotel, we shared a bottle of wine on my hotel room balcony overlooking the sea, and then we went out for some dinner. I had some rather excellent fish and chips. Because Martin had had fish and chips previously, Martin went for the pie and chips option. I know this is turning into a food vlog, apologies. Anyway, yeah, on the first evening there, we went out for drinks and food again. And that first evening, I actually introduced Martin to the wonderful world of cocktails. So when we got back from this ride and we'd had our dinner, of course, we had to go for cocktails. And so here are our mojitos. And Martin has decided that he likes mojitos. So now Martin doesn't only have to budget for motorcycles, he also has to budget for cocktails, and it's all my fault. Sorry, Martin. So that was day one of my time with Martin Trafford, More Than Biker. I'll link to his channel in the video description. Martin is actually very close to 1,000 subscribers now, so maybe if you haven't subscribed already, you could subscribe to Martin's channel and help push him through the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I hope you enjoyed this rather compressed vlog of an entire day of riding with Martin Trafford. I think on this ride we did about 320 kilometers. But I think the vlog gives a good impression of the day as a whole, the type of roads, the type of riding that we managed to do. So if you did enjoy this vlog, tune in a week's time for Meeting Martin Part 2, where we will be tackling many more bends than even in this video. I hope to see you there. And now over to Ruby. So Ruby, what did you think about Daddy meeting Martin? Was Chloe there? No, Chloe had to stay at home. But you did such a good job of looking after the house for Daddy. You deserve a Sausage. No, steady on. Oh yeah. Sausage. Nice one. Nice sausage. Sausages.